Hey, she's everybody girl, she ain't mine, she nachos. First come, first serve, count the nachos. Told you.
Look here, Toontown incident. If you do not listen to what I'm about to say, you will feel the full wrath of the dark side.
What's up, YouTube? Soggy Nachos here, bringing you guys what we need to see in Toontown Infinite Part 1. I got Cryptid here with me. Say what's up, Cryptid.
What's up, guys? How's it going?
And we're just basically going to have a quick discussion on what we want to see implemented in Toontown Infinite when it comes out. So without further ado, we're going to get into it. Alright, first thing I want to see on Toontown Infinite when it comes out is, well, not when it comes out, but something that I eventually want to see implemented during the game is I want to see an all-cog HQ. By an all-cog HQ, I mean that I want to see, obviously, a headquarters that has all of the different kinds of cogs. You know how you have Sellbot HQ by itself, you have Bossbot HQ by itself, you have Cashbot HQ, what's the other one that I can't think of right now? Sellbot HQ. All those. But what we have not seen since Bossbot HQ came out in 08 was an HQ that has all 4 cogs in them. And I want this one to be hard, though. I don't want something that's like, oh, okay, we can, like, you know, breeze through this. Like, I want us to be shitting our pants while we're doing this, and I want a real difficult one. And obviously, I think that this should feature the chairman that everyone talks about that no one actually knows about. Feature all 4 cogs in the headquarters. So imagine that you're fighting this chairman when you get into the battle, and the cogs are coming out, and, you know, a Mingler level 11 comes out, then all of a sudden a Big Cheese comes out, then a Big Wig, you know, all the cogs just come out, and then, you know, we're sitting there fighting them, and they're all version 2.0s on top of that. So we're all sitting there like, dang, man, all these different cogs with all these different attacks and stuff like that. And also, I want this chairman to be difficult, like, scary difficult. Like, we're fighting this chairman, and you know how, like, old video games go, Cryptid? You know, like, how like a video game where you're playing a game and, like, you go through all the boss fights, right? Like, you go kill this boss, that boss, that boss, that boss. And then at the very end, when you fight the final boss, sometimes you have, like, a flashback of all the bosses. Well, that would be cool to see that in Toontown Infinite when you're fighting the chairman. Let's just say, like, you're fighting the boss fight, whatever that boss fight may be, you're fighting him for a little bit, the chairman just gets mad, and, you know, like, a transition flies across the screen, and then all of a sudden you're fighting the VP. Now, you're not... Like, I'm talking about the pie round of the VP, not just, like, the cog round or anything. Now, you know how normally the VP, you know, starts up, like, you know, the ramp, and then it goes down, and then it goes down, and then it goes down again, and that flat platform, and then he falls off? Well, instead of having that long thing, maybe it's like a platform that's, like, that long, and the VP's sitting over there, and you just need to make the VP dizzy 3 times, you know? 3 times, and just knock him off real quick. And then, you know, you knock him off the edge, then the transition comes back, then you're fighting the chairman again, and so forth. That all of a sudden, you know, like, then you got him to, like, half health, then he gets mad again, then he, like, you know, jumps up and teleports you guys to fight in the CFO, where, you know, everyone has to run and just throw some goons at him real quick. You know, it's not the full CFO, obviously, it's just a little piece of it, you know, so that basically, you're basically running through, like, you know, the memories of everything that you did, and it's going to be increasingly difficult because you're hitting each boss battle, like, basically all in one. I think that would be cool to just, you know, implement, you know, little pieces of that. What do you think?
Alright, the number one thing I want to see in Toontown Infinite that I think would really impact the game in a good way and make it more hard would be nerfing tuneup.
Sure.
And there's many ways they could do this. They could either lower the accuracy of the gag so it doesn't heal as much, or they could lower the amount of gags you can essentially carry. Just say you can carry 20 lipsticks, you can only carry 10, and this will cut down on the amount of tune-ups being used in a battle, which will also make it a lot more hard, so you can't just spam the tune-up and then pretty much have infinite and have no worries about that. Also, you can make the tune-up heal less points, and that'll I think that'll impact the game the most, because tune-ups are already how do I say this, powerful enough. So if they do lower it, that'll pretty much be the best way possible to do it. best that I can explain it. But tuneups is OP because just say you're in a VP and you mess up and you miss a lure and you get attacked, you guys are probably gonna lose. Depends on the attacks, but around 30 tune-up or laugh points, and that's pretty easy to
upper
come by.
20s, yeah.
Yeah,
Lower 20s.
yeah,
Yeah, lower 20s.
yeah. You just gotta lure and then just tune everybody up, which is pretty easy. I mean, so the game really isn't hard as long as you got lure and tune up. But if maybe the tune-up wasn't as strong, then you'd have to worry a little bit because it would take a few more rounds to do it. So yeah.
Maybe it'd be kind of cool. Maybe like if you couldn't use tune up every single round or something like that. You know what I mean?
Have a delay on it, you know.
I definitely agree that it should be nerfed in some way. Maybe, you know, like you said, carry less. Maybe be able to carry less, or yeah. I definitely agree with you. It makes sense because it does make it too easy because you can all mess up and miss or use sound on a lured card or something like that. Then they all come forth and take you down to like 30 laugh each from like their series of attacks, and then you're just like, oh, okay, I'm gonna lure them in, and then us three buddies, we're all going to tune each other up, boom, right back to full health. And you can do that a total of like 8 times in the battle before you even run out of tune-ups, which I do agree that nerfing it would make the game more difficult and more interesting. I do agree.
Yeah.
All right, next thing that I think that we need to see on Toontown Infinite is definitely an extended friends list. And I know everyone's going to agree with me on this one because the 50 tune friends list fills up faster than you think, okay? Especially if you have a lot of buddies that play the game. What I'm thinking is I'm thinking of an extension to 75, but I'm thinking that the extension shouldn't just be right away you can hold 75. I think that it should be buyable through Clarabelle's catalog. So you go into Clarabelle's catalog, and for 10,000 beans, you can extend your friends list up to 75 tunes. I think that'd be pretty sick, just because, you know, it makes you have a milestone to earn something. 10,000 jelly beans, depending on your laugh, isn't easy to get. You know what I mean? I mean, if you're like above 100 laugh, like you get the jelly beans task like it's nothing if you actually beat Toontown. But like if you're going along and you're like a 60 laugh tune, jelly beans don't come as easily. Like you could easily only be having like 3,000 beans in your bank. So it was kind of a milestone that you could hit to eventually knock off and buy an extended friends list. You know, maybe you can buy the extension to 100 too. Kind of like how it goes with the fishing rods. How you go from like the twig rod to like the bamboo rod to like the hardwood rod or whatever. You have to buy them, you know, on top of each other. Maybe it could be like that for the extended friends list. You start with 50, you can buy a 75 tune friends list, and then stops at 100. Maybe 100 is too much. Maybe we can just stop at 75. But I mean, that would obviously be up to somebody. But I think that should be definitely seen because it's kind of annoying when you have that constant full friends list, and then you meet another cool person in Toontown, and then they're just like, "Yo, man, you my friend." I'm like, oh, okay, I'll be your friend. And then you got to go through and delete somebody. And then you sit there for like an hour going through your list. Like, oh, I still talk to him. Oh, I'll just delete you. So I think that they should extend it.
And also adding on that, like, I remember when I used to play, I had a bunch of friends who quit, but I always kept them on my friends list because they helped me out a lot. And, you know, I just never felt like deleting them. And then that just take up a lot of space in my my list. So essentially that would help out a lot, add a whole other 25 or 50, and it'd just be a big help to it and stuff. And yeah,
for sure.
My next point is definitely Toontown Infinite needs to add a change to Sellbot HQ. In many ways, they could probably add a whole other factory. This factory would have more high-level cogs. The factory would also be a harder experience, probably be longer, or yeah, just more cogs, high-level cogs. It'd definitely be a challenge, and I'd enjoy doing it because, let's face it, the factory now is kind of boring. You just run through it in about 10-15 minutes, just sounding all your way through. And then when you need your merits to get into the VP, you're only getting about 700 with an evasion, and you have to do, once you start getting higher suits, you have to do about 8 just to get the, 4,000 or something around that?
5,500.
Or what, huh?
5,500 for laugh boost promotion.
Yeah. So like if they added a new factory, you could probably just do more cogs, more high-level cogs, essentially get more merits. So you have to do less factories just to get back into the VP, which is probably the best part of Sellbot HQ. Also, with the VP, they definitely need to add higher difficulty because the VP is a pushover right now. I mean, I can go in with pretty much noobs to the VP, a bunch of cold callers, have level 6 gags, level 5, level 6 gags, and just go through it easily. Nobody goes sad. It's super easy. Pie rounds very easy.
Well, that depends, because sometimes you can go into the VP with a bunch of noobs. Like, I have a video on one of my old channels where I went into the VP with random tunes and didn't check their lab, didn't check their gags, and it was mainly a bunch of cold callers and telemarketers, and they all died. Within the first 30 seconds of the match, like, 3 tunes died on the other side. It was the worst VP. But it was just funny just to see that how what terrible tunes go in there. So, I mean, I wouldn't say that it's 100% easy, like you could have whatever gags and beat it, but it is easy. I definitely agree that the VP is easy. That it's kind of a joke that you can basically do a VP and be doing something else at the same time. You know what I'm saying? You know, do a VP and some chicken at the same time and not even have a problem. But yeah.
Well, essentially,
You have anything else to add about that?
you just need two experienced tunes on each, or one on each side who can pretty
That's
much
true.
pull the team.
That's true.
Yeah, because I mean, if they've been there before, they pretty much know how to pie around works, jump when he jumps and stuff like that. But definitely, I mean, I see what you're saying. How the noobs do die pretty easily, but I mean, for experienced players, maybe add two VPs, or just a whole other branch to it where you need like
2 VPs. What do you mean?
like I mean like 2 elevators. What I mean to say is
Oh, you mean for the factories?
no
Or for the VP?
VP, like just say you have to be like a glad hander or a certain suit to be able to enter the elevator. So you just get to play with more experienced players. Is kind of what I'm trying to get at a little bit.
I mean, I feel like that would be splitting the community, though. You know, I feel like maybe a better way of doing that would be to implement how they do in the Chief Justice and the CEO. However, the level of the suit is the level of the difficulty of your match. So if you have a bunch of big wig level 50s in the Chief Justice is going to be super hard. Like it's hard. You know what I mean? There's gavels everywhere. The cogs that you got to stun are high levels, and it's hard to do. So maybe it should be like that for the VP, because currently the VP it's difficult depending on the number of stars on the SOS tune. If it's a 3-star, it's kind of easy. If it's a 4-star, it's intermediate. A 5-star is the hardest VP, and they're still easy anyway. So if they also implement a cog suit difficulty, so if you have the levels just go up as your suits go up. So let's just say I'm a cold collar level 1 and everyone else is a Hollywood level 50. It's going to be a really hard VP for me because I decided to jump in the elevator with a bunch of Hollywood level 50s. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that it just, instead of splitting it and saying a glad hander level whatever has to go into that one and that guy has to go into that one, it would be better if just the average cog suit level beside the difficulty of the VP.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
You have anything else? More points?
Yeah. One point that I really want to make is I want less lame outfits. The outfits are terrible in the game. The outfits, horrible. The accessories, the shoes, they suck. I see all the tunes around with those big glasses and the feathers hanging out of their hairs and like the ugly shoes, and they're terrible. What I want to see on Toontown Infinite eventually is I want to see some shoes that I actually want to wear. I want to see some shirts I actually want to wear. I want to see a hat that I actually want to wear. I want a cool snapback like the one I have on right now. You know what I mean? I want something that doesn't look wacky, loony, and silly how they advertised it before when it came out. Get this wacky, loony, stupid, lame, worthless outfit on my tune. And I think sometimes, you see the tunes run around with the ugly jetpacks and stuff like that. And I just think it looks ridiculous.
Like shark fins and stuff.
Yeah, dumb. I think that if they had a more, I don't want to say fashionable, but a better selection of things that you can wear, stuff that doesn't look so dumb. You know what I mean? That would be cool, because obviously a big thing about having your tune is how your tune looks. You run by, like, every tune already looks the same. Like, there's only 3 selections for each tune. So what makes your tune look different is its name and its color and what it's wearing. And when everyone is pretty much wearing the same outfits because everyone hates the rest of the outfits, everyone kind of starts to blend and look the same. But one thing I really want is they better make that Flunky backpack available, like just for purchase, not one of those seasonal kind of items, because I was in love with that Flunky backpack that I never got to wear. So. Like I said, Toontown Infinite, we need to see some cool outfits.
Also on that point, how you were saying if they added more clothes or just more variety, it also add more things to buy. Like, because usually whenever I go to buy something, there's like never anything I want to buy, you know. And
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You just look through it, you're just like, don't want to buy it, don't want to buy it, and then eventually you'll see something cool. Oh, hey, I'll buy that. But that's about it. Yeah.
I always have like jelly beans stacked up and stuff, so it just give me
Yeah.
more stuff to buy, spend some jelly beans on, and fill that out.
Yeah.
Another thing that'd be really cool to see is maybe like a level 6 cog building. That'd be really cool because level 5s, after doing them a while, getting used to them, if you have a lot of your gags max and good laugh points, and you get a good group before, you get through them. I mean, not really easy, but you can get through them pretty good. And then I feel like the 6 would just be a real challenge, and then be also it's pretty fun.
You mean just a 6th floor? That's what you mean?
Like 6th floor, I mean to say. And then also like how the field officers have, like when you first join, you got to run through with the balloons and kind of stun the big cogs or whatever. Probably like implement something like that in a building. And some buildings probably like. Just say if you're doing a 4-story building, like after a 2nd story, probably just do something like that. I mean, not all buildings, but some buildings, it'd probably just spice it up a little bit, add a little variety to the building instead of just going floor to floor, attacking cogs, do like something fun like that. That'd be pretty fun for me.
Yeah, definitely a little bit of variety to the buildings because the buildings they get really repetitive. But I mean, I personally, wouldn't say I get bored of cog buildings. I would just say they get very repetitive. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
that's a better way to put it.
yeah, like I'm not like, oh, I don't want to go any buildings anymore because that's when you're developing your tune. That's the best thing to level up your gags. Lots of your tune tasks revolve around taking over buildings, and sometimes if you need just a couple more cog bucks or something for your promotion, you'll go into a building instead of a coin mint. Yeah, so there's definitely their uses for the buildings, but I do agree on adding some spice to the cog buildings, which is why basically they made the field offices, but the field offices were a complete fail. Which that's a topic for part 2 of this video because I think I'm going to throw that there because I don't want to get into that right now. But yeah.
Also, I think for the buildings, you know how every floor is always the same battle music. Probably add like different floors. At like every different floor, you have like a different music because music definitely changes gameplay. It adds kind of a mood to the game. And if you just have the same one, it gets boring. People just mute the music, and it's kind of not essential to the game anymore. But if you change that up, well, kind of how Toontown Infinite's doing now with the different street variety music.
Yeah,
That's
Justin,
really cool.
TTI Sir Beppo, he's doing a sick job with his battle music. I know you're watching this, so you do a good job, dude. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Keep it up.
Great job. That's pretty much all I got to say in the buildings.
All right. Well, here's my last point that I got here. And people are going to say, oh, this is not a good idea, and people are going to say, oh, this is a good idea. I want to see, eventually, level 8 gags implemented. So before you guys say, no, level 7 gags are already OP, level 8 gags will make it worse, hear me out on this one, okay? So you make it so it takes 1,000 or 1,500 EXP to replenish your level 8 gag, correct? Because it already takes 500 for your level 7 gag, and it still kind of does take a while before you get your level 7 gag again, except for sound. You know, that's the only one that people get over and over again. You take 1,000 or 1,500 points to replenish your level 8 gag, right? So first of all, so it'll be rare to see the level 8 gag, and I want to see the level 8 gags as a sort of insta-kill kind of level 8 gag. For example, tuneup, it tunes up everyone to full, including yourself. So like you go and everyone, you know, got really hurt. Like I know the high dive currently heals everyone 60. Yeah, heals everyone 60. Yeah, heals everyone 60. You get some crazy tune-up that you can only use, like I said, every 1,500 points. Because keep in mind that it takes 200, like the max that you can get in any building or anything is 200 EXP points. And you never get 200 EXP points in anything, basically, unless you're training gags in a cog building anyway. So the max that you can get is 200 points. So what? Someone's going to use their level 8 gag and then go into the building 8 times just to use their level 8 gag again. They have other things that they're going to want to do with their tune in their life. So I think that implementing these level 8 gags would be a good idea. So like a trap gag, right? You throw the trap gag down, you lure them in, all the cogs die instantly. Like it's just an insta kill. And if you think about it, it's not OP because that's only 4 cogs. You're in a boss fight. How many cogs are in a boss fight? Like 40. 40 cogs that come out at a time in a boss fight, okay? So this level 8 gag that you're going to use, your trap that you throw down, kills 4 cogs. And let's just say the cogs are level 10, 11, 12, 12. You really, I mean, it's really not that big of a deal. Like 4 Fogborns could kill all those cogs. So using the insta-kill gags would be more of like a use in a tight emergency kind of gag, and you don't get to use them all the time, so it's not like people are just going to sit there and show them off. And for the lure gag, it would be like an infinite lure. So like you lure them in, and they're lured forever. And people are going to say, oh, why would you do that? Well, I mean, think about it. If the cogs are level 10 and someone takes a whole cream pie, throws it at the guy that's lured in infinitely, that's a level like 10, what's he going to do? He's going to jump back, and he's just going to attack you anyway. So the infinite lure wouldn't really be OP. And the only way I would think would be really, really useful would be is, let's just say you're in a boss battle, all your buddies just died, you're alone, you have 3 laugh left, and you're waiting for the other side to get finished. What are you going to do? You're going to throw down that infinite lure down, and then you're just going to try and heal yourself up. You know what I mean? Heal yourself up and wait for them to come, or you can just sit there and wait because you have the infinite lure. And like, then you have this, like the sound would be like either an insta kill, but that would be too OP, honestly, like an insta kill sound, because only one person would use it per round. So I was thinking like something like the sound would only do 130 damage or something like that. So if you partner it with 3 elephant trunks on top of that, that would kill the level 12 cogs. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But I think that level 8 gags could be implemented into the game, and I don't think they'd be overpowered. I think that there is a way that you could balance them. Yeah. Got anything else that you want to add? Anything else that you need to see in this part 1?
That's pretty much it. I can't really think of anything else.
That's all you got? All right, then. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning into the video. I'm Soggy Nachos. This is Cryptid right here. Make sure you guys like, rate, subscribe. I'll put Cryptid's channel link in the description if you guys want to subscribe to him. He's going to be putting out some stuff, too. All right. I'll see you guys later.
All right. See you guys.